we're going to keep talking about the idea of, instead of just saying when we're moving in an onStep function, instead of just saying like plus equals 5 or minus equals 5, the idea of storing the current change in x or change in y, the velocity in my x direction, the velocity in my y direction. We're going to keep exploring that by trying to make a little thing that feels kind of asteroids-y and putting some acceleration into this game, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I'm excited to get started on this. So the idea is, right now we have a program that will have this ball just kind of move around. It's always moving at the same speed at a constant rate. It has a steady velocity and zero acceleration until I, change it. And that's great. And we want to now, it's fine, but I want to get an asteroidsy feel. So the first thing I'm going to do to keep the asteroidsy feel is I'm not going to ever set a velocity to 0 again. So we're going to go ahead and whoop, do this. Get rid of all those zeros. And I'm also going to get rid of my reverse. That would be kind of crazy. Though actually, maybe I'll keep it in there because it'll make some funky stuff. That could be concept for a game. Asteroids, except you can at any moment 180 degrees either of your x or y velocities. Gives you a bit more momentum, or a bit more like maneuverability. Oh, actually, I feel like that makes the whole asteroids movement. I'll keep it in there. Why bother deleting it? Okay. So the idea here is we have a current velocity setting thing. And maybe I need to make a little physics video describing what velocity versus acceleration is, but that's not what this video is about. Where on step, I'm just going to have the player's center x change by their current velocity and their center y change by their current y velocity. And these variables, they're currently 0, but when I say plus equals, well, if I add a positive, it will keep adding positives. If this d of x happens, not d of x, sorry, if this delta x happens to be a negative and I add a negative, well, it'll make a negative. So that kind of works out nicely. I can just do this plus equals for the velocity every time. Now on my key press, to get what we had before, I'm just setting the velocity straight up. I'm just setting it to -5 or +5. We got rid of the zeros, so now we're going to have diagonal movement only, which we saw as an error in our previous video, which was kind of neat. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to make an asteroids kind of feely game. So what we're going to do, instead of setting the velocity just to a static number and it's just going to stay -5 forever, I'm going to be adding this amount, and let's not do that much. Let's, because of acceleration, let's just maybe 0.05. And I'm going to be adding here 0.5. Sorry, not 0.05, 0.5. Here I'm going to be adding -0.5, and here I'm going to be adding 0.5. Oh, getting ahead of myself. On key press only happens in a single instant. If I want to do acceleration, this ain't good. I'm just gonna, I guess I could like keep smacking the key to keep accelerating faster and faster and faster, but that's not what I want to do. What have I done? Oh, here we go. We're coming back. Can I make it stop? I mean, that is pretty fun to be able to smack it and have that control over it. But I want to like hold the key down, and when I release it, I stop accelerating. So let's do, also this is probably way too much. I could probably go to 0. Anyways, these are all changing. This, when I press the key, I want to set a state. And I guess we're just going to add another state to the player. We're going to set a state of direction. I'm not going to set it to anything right now. I think we can just say I'm creating a direction and I'm not setting it equal to anything. And over here, when it's up, I'm just going to set the player's direction equal to, equal to up. And for all of these, I'm just going to replace it to set it to down, and left, and right, And now my program will do nothing. Let's see at the very least if it gives me an error. No such attribute. Okay, yep. So I need to set it equal to something to start. I'll set it to none to start. Ooh, can I set it to that kind of none? Ooh, I like that. Okay, and I press left, right, up, and down. Great. We're feeling good about it. Now, here's where the cool thing comes in. We're going to do in the onStep, if the player dot direction equals up, I'm going to start increasing the velocity at every step. Or in other words, I'm going to start adding some acceleration. So here, I'm just changing the player's center X based on its velocity every step. And here, we're going to be changing the velocity, so we're adding acceleration to it. So I'm going to say the player dot velocity dot delta x is going to plus equal maybe 0.05, I think is actually going to be more than enough. Sorry, up, that's going to be minus dy. Do I want to do minus equals or plus equals a negative? We're just going to do minus equals, whatever. And then we're going to put an elif over here. And we're going to go ahead and copy that part of it because I don't want to type all of that. And we're going to go down and do that. And now we're going to be going down. We'll change that by making it a plus equals. And then here we get to copy all of this to save myself some time because my videos are long enough. Just got to be really careful, right? Every time you copy and paste, you got to be really careful about all the stuff you got to change. Make sure the dy changes to a dx. And then I can copy this because this will take a little bit less time since I already have the dx there. And this just has to be turned to a left, and a negative. And is that all the acceleration I need? I guess I should do on key release def on key release because I want to be able to potentially just stay at a certain velocity. If I let go, it's still going to stay as up. It'll keep increasing forever. So I'm going to say on key release, we're going to just set the player dot direction back to none. Player dot direction equals none. Okay, this should do it. It's not moving. Hold down the key. It's accelerating a little bit that way. Maybe it's a little too slow. I was a little too cautious with the acceleration. Hold down the key and we're starting to, we can start accelerating in all sorts of places. As I keep holding, the acceleration keeps going up. Oh, we're getting off the screen. Oh, maybe I should make these not elifs, but ifs. I lost the ball. Let's make these ifs so it could happen it can't happen simultaneously. I can't have an. Would it just change it to up and let's try it. Would that make it okay? Make this all ifs. Make this in its own if and elif block. Would it just kind of like switch back and forth all right and I can move diagonally? No, it's not happy with that. I guess it's not on key hold. Yeah, whatever. I mean, we got this kind of like, it's moving, no hands, and I can reset the acceleration. Now it goes that way. This feels pretty asteroidsy. It's kind of cool. And we can start, upping the acceleration from the bottom of the screen. Keep holding the button, and now it's starting to go faster and faster and faster. And it's going to take a while to go back that way. Maybe we should be changing the acceleration rate. Like, let's double it everywhere. Can I give you a great example of why I might want to use a variable and why it was right to do the plus or minus over here? Instead of changing all these by 0.05 to 0.1, let's just do a acceleration variable, and we're going to set it equal to 0.1. And over here, is this going to be an okay global variable? Well, let's try it out. Acceleration. Is there two L's? Acceleration. No, there's only one L. Great. Acceleration and we can just use acceleration over here for all these. So instead of using a magical number, now if I want to play around and test how fast I want to be accelerating, I can just do that. Am I going to get an error though? No. Oh, sweet. So global variables are just global. Nice. I don't need to turn into an object or something. So yeah, I don't know. There's acceleration for you. I can press these keys, make it go all over the place. It feels pretty cool to be moving it this way. Uh-oh. I almost lost it. And maybe I want to add a thing where if I hit the edge of the screen, I kind of like bump off of it, or maybe just wrap around. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe I try wrapping around. Let's do that. Let's add the wrapping around. Why not, right? I can do whatever I want. I got time. So in my onStep function, if you want to have a thing that you're checking every time it's going on, you have to have it in your onStep function. Sorry this video is going on for too long, but I'm having fun. What do I want to do? If the player dot center x is greater than 400, I'm going to then set the player dot center x equal to 0. And I'll also always check if the player dot, or I guess I could do an elif. The player dot center x is less than 0. We will set the player dot center x to 400. Let's make that less ugly. Let's see if I can wrap around here. Now we're wrapping around. What happens if I start going up a little bit? Wrapping around that way. I feel like asteroids doesn't start from the same size. I feel like if I end at the bottom, I should go, well, I don't know, whatever. So let's just fix that up for the y's too. I guess I can just copy that whole thing. Paste it here. Turn this to an elif. Be checking the center y. Changing the center y. Center y. Center y. Let's see. Make this an elif. And now we're wrapping around the x's. Let's test what happens if we wrap around the i's. The y's, yeah, all right. So we got a asteroid type of thing, and I like being able to wrap around. So if I start going too fast and I'm accelerating too much, which, really? Oh, there it goes. It's starting to get way too fast now. Yeah, it's starting to like not even look very good here in terms of like it's moving so fast, but it's pretty cool, you know. And I can start accelerating to the right there, maybe accelerating back to, or the left, and now we're accelerating back to the right. Slow it down, start accelerating down. We got ourselves a little thing. But anyways, that's what's up.